Good morning, afternoon, everyone. A pleasant day to each and every one of you. So, today we are going to present to you our concept paper entitled The Impact of MBA Programs on Graduate Outcomes in the Philippines, a basis for enhancing curriculum and student development program. We are going to talk about the content of our concept paper, and these are the following. The first one is the introduction, the second one is theoretical framework, third one is methodology, and lastly, our expected output, which highlights the potential benefits and practical implication of our study, particularly in enhancing MBA curriculum design and student development programs.
Good day, good morning, and good afternoon. Before we start, let me introduce myself first. My name is Laroga, the second reporter in our group. So without further ado, let's start. For our introduction, this concept paper aims to investigate the MBA's impact on employability, job performance, and career advancement, to identify the areas for curriculum enhancement and improve student support. For research problems, what specific competencies do graduates display when they work? What change in the curriculum would help students learn the needed skills? When do the gaps in these competencies appear in the workplace? And who can benefit from a new and improved MBA curriculum? It raises the question of whether MBA programs provide practical skills or simply serve as a shortcut or just a prerequisite to promotions. So the main purpose of our concept paper is to look deeper into how MBA programs actually impact graduates, not just in general, but in three very important areas. First is employability. This means thus having an MBA really help graduates find a job faster or get better job offers. Second is job performance, like do they perform better at work because of what they learn in the MBA? And third is career advancement. Are they getting promoted, taking leadership roles, or earning more because of the degree? Many studies show MBA graduates do benefit, like getting higher salaries and improving their leadership skills. But there are also concerns. For example, some employers say that graduates are good at using tech and working in teams, but they are very weak in the research and analysis. One study even said the score for research skills was only around 2.36 out of 4, so that's kind of low. So because of this, we want to identify which areas in the MBA program needs improvement, especially in two things. Curriculum enhancement, so that what the student learned is more aligned with what companies are really looking for. And lastly, to improve student support, maybe in the form of mentorships, internships, or trainings that can help them apply what they learn. So we are not just looking at whether the MBA works or not. We are also want to give suggestions to make it better for the future. Now, let's move on to theoretical framework. First is Human Capital Theory by Becker in 1964. It suggests that education is an important investment that increases a person's productivity and job prospects. This theory says that education is an investment, just like putting money into something that will grow over time. So when people take an MBA, they're not just getting a diploma. They're trying to improve their skills, productivity, and chances of getting better jobs. It also ties directly to our goal of examining programs' impact on career outcomes. This connects to our research because we want to see if that investment really pays off in terms of career growth. Next, we have Experiential Learning Theory by Kolb in 1984. It highlights the role of real-world experience like internships and hands-on projects in developing practical skills. This one says that people learn best by doing things, not just by listening to lectures. So internships, case studies, and real-world projects are super important in helping students developing skills they can actually use at work. Now, when we put both of these theories together, They give us the perfect lens or views for our study, checking if MBA programs in the Philippines effectively connect academic learning to what the job market demands today. Are they just learning theories, studying theories, or are they also getting the practical skills to survive and grow in the real world? And that's what these two theories helps us understand. Alright, now let's get over to our research design that we will use for this study. We chose a descriptive quantitative research design. That simply means we will collect data using numbers like survey results to see trends and patterns in how the MBA affect graduates. For our data, we will use both primary and secondary sources. Primary data comes from our survey questionnaire, which we will send out to our chosen respondents. Secondary data comes from past research like published articles, school records, academic journals, and online databases. This helps us support and back up our findings. Now, who are we going to survey? We'll focus on three groups. First is MBA graduates who finished their degree within the last 5 years. Second, their current employers or immediate supervisors. Lastly, faculty members from different business schools. This way, we are not just getting input from graduates themselves, but also from the people who work with them and teach them. As for the research locale, we are targeting colleges and universities in the Philippines that offers MBA programs so we can get a wide perspective across different schools and regions. For our instruments or research instruments, we will use Google Forms. This is our main tool to collect answers. We made sure that the survey questions are written in simple and easy to understand language. Then, we will use Microsoft Excel to sort and analyze the responses of our respondents. Excel will help us make sense of the numbers and find trends. So overall, our method is simple, practical, and focus on getting real answers from the people involved in the MBA program. Now let's move on to how we will collect our data and what steps we will take to make sure everything is done properly. First, before we gather any information, we will explain the purpose and importance of this study to our respondents. We will also give them an informed consent form so they understand what the research is for and that they have the right to say yes or no to join. For primary data, just like what I have discussed in the previous slides, we will use Google Forms to send out online survey questionnaires. And since this is online, we believe and we expect that it will help us reach more people, especially MBA graduates and their employers. For secondary data, we will gather information from published research articles, existing institutional records, academic journals, and online databases. We believe that this helps us support our survey findings with background studies. Once we get the data, we will review and organize everything using Microsoft Excel. This makes it easier to analyze the result and spot any patterns or trends. Now, in terms of ethics, we made sure our research respects the rights of all participants. Participation is 100% voluntary. We will not force them and it is not forced. We only collect data from people who give informed consent. And most importantly, we protect their privacy and confidentiality. We won't use their names or any personal details in the final paper. So in short, we are handling the data responsibly and professionally, making sure all of our respondents feel safe and respected throughout the process. We will also get the profile of the respondents in terms of age, gender, bachelor's degree, numbers of years since MBA graduation, employment status, appointment or position status, or if they acquired professional license or eligibility. Second is, to what extent is the impact of the MBA program on graduates of selected institution in terms of academic and professional growth. So this includes academic performance, motivation, and financial capacity and return on investment or ROI. Second is career development and advancement, degree completion and its perceived value, job opportunities and marketability, self-improvement and lifelong learning. Lastly, is there a significant relationship between the profile of the respondents and the perceived impact of the MBA program on, just like in the introduction, employability, job performance, and career advancement? Now let's talk about the statistical tools we will use to analyze the data we collect. First, we will use frequency and percentage to describe the profiles of our respondents. That includes things like their age, gender, job position, or how long ago they finished their MBA. This also helps us understand who answered the survey. Next, we will use the weighted means to find out how the respondents rate the impact of the MBA program on things like their performance, motivation, career growth, and other areas. Basically, it shows us if the MBA is really helping them based on their answers. Lastly, we will apply the Pearson correlation coefficient. So this is a bit more technical. It helps us check if there's a relationship between a person's profile like age or job level and how much they feel the MBA helped them. So for example, do older graduates see more benefits than younger ones, or do people with license experience more career growth? So something like that. So these tools will help us make sense of the numbers and support our findings with real data.
For timeline of our research activities, 1 to 3 months we will conduct a comprehensive literature review. We are going to find RRLs to our variables. Second one is develop and design the research instruments, collect primary data, gather secondary data. And so 4 to 5 months, we will validate and clean the collected data, conduct follow-up interviews if necessary to clarify responses, and lastly, process and analyze the data. And 6th month, we will going to interpret the result and compile the research findings and prepare the final full research paper with actionable recommendation for enhancing MBA curricula and student development programs. So these are our expected outputs. The first one is a strategic blueprint, a clear plan to improve MBA program based on real data from graduates. Second one is highlight the real-world value of MBA programs for current and future students. It shows how MBA program helps students get better jobs, perform well, and grow their careers. The third one is continuous improvement and monitoring framework, a system to regularly check the improvement of MBA program to keep it updated and effective. The fourth one is industry collaboration initiative, encourages school and companies to work together so students gain real-world experience. Fifth one is enhance the student development programs, suggest better support training for students to succeed both in school and at work. The sixth one is the curriculum revamp recommendation, give suggestion to update the MBA subjects so they match what employers are looking for. And the last one is the competency gap framework, identifies what skills MBA graduates are missing and how to address them. We hope our research helped show how MBA programs affect graduates in the Philippines and become a useful guide to improve both the lessons taught and the support given to the students. Thank you, and we look forward to your questions and feedback. By the way, I am Jowenna M Quiban from Section 2 taking up MBA, and this is...
So my name is Laroga. This is our presentation for our concept paper. Thank you and God bless. Goodbye.